partners who work with traditional chiefs has been that working and recognizing that traditional chiefs are the cultural gatekeepers and investing in them to interpret laws that the country expects them to, to use in adjudicating in cases of, say, particularly the issue of wife inheritance, where women whose husbands die and the chief or traditional leader in the community is expected to pass judgment, can put a woman in a situation where she continues to be exposed to HIV infection and lose property and so forth. And we found that by targeting those leaders and getting them to understand the law and getting them to understand the value of infusing HIV/AIDS considerations into their judgments and working with them in their courts, that has provided a very useful entry point. And that generally men in communities, when you use the HIV lens to work with them, to bring them to support women in programs, they readily come on board. So yes, sometimes we can talk about men should give up privilege and power, but sometimes that power is enshrined in the laws that the country has enacted. So that, for instance, in Zimbabwe, there are laws that say one should be appointed by the Minister of Local Government as a chief, and there are provisions and the powers that come with that. So it becomes a default position. And if you accept that the chief is unlikely to give up that power because the laws say he is the chief and he has the power, perhaps the best way is to then work with that person to raise the awareness around how best he can use that power to empower women. And for us, those are lessons that we continue to work with to bring men into women's empowerment.